High Court had doubts about the Liew's credibility. In particular, it highlighted Karl's evidence. It noted the following points about Karl's evidence. One, Karl did not clearly identify some pieces of clothing in the second charge, such as a black dress, as having been in his possession. Karl also had difficulties with some of the other items of clothing, like a cream polo t-shirt and a red blouse. High Court found Karl's claim that he wore women's t-shirts suspect. I'm using the High Court's words. Karl testified that a Gucci wallet and a brown buffalo wallet belonged to him and were gifts from his family. However, none of his family members could recall gifting him those specific items. High Court disbelieved his evidence, thought he was being untruthful. High Court disbelieved that a Helix watch was a gift from LML. That was Karl's evidence. LML denied having owned such an item. Karl agreed that a pink knife that he had earlier said he had purchased before 2002 was likely manufactured after that date. High Court said this affected Karl's credibility and his claim to ownership. High Court disbelieved Karl's evidence that he had bought a Habitat bedsheet in the UK from Habitat, and that High Court said he had fabricated his testimony. I quote, fabricated his testimony. The bedsheet had the same pattern as a quilt cover, which had an IKEA label. Karl's wife, Heather, also testified that she had never seen the bedsheet in her room or on her bed. Jarol Janta watch. Karl said initially the value was $25,000. Defense expert put the then current value at $500, given its state a chronograph pusher was missing, date malfunctioned, and the strap needed replacing. There are two issues here: whether Karl's evidence can be relied upon to convict Ms. Liyani, and two, whether Karl was being dishonest. The High Court chose to give little weight to what he said and said he was unreliable. Given that Ms. Liyani's liberty was at stake, I think many lawyers will understand that the whole of Karl's evidence was disregarded, as the High Court did. The second point was Karl being dishonest. The High Court thought so. Arising from this case, and it's an important statement of policy, Attorney General's Chambers has decided that hereafter, if any judgment or decision issued in the course of any legal proceedings contains findings that there may have been perjury or other serious offenses, AGC will seriously consider whether there should be further investigations, proceedings in respect of those indicated offenses. Karl has been investigated as to whether he committed any criminal offense, including perjury. Statements have been taken from Karl on the following points: whether the items highlighted by the High Court had been in his possession, his explanations for his inconsistencies during trial regarding these items. The investigations have been completed. A statement will be announced later this evening based on the investigations.